Hey everybody, welcome back to Cookie Gaming. Today we'll be playing some more Disco Elysium. Now last time we discovered the concept of the Pale, an idea which is quite amorphous, even to a lot of you, but very interesting. We ended off day 2, and now we're starting up with day 3. Also, I've been streaming Oblivion on Twitch recently, so if you're interested, please check out my Twitch. It is linked down below, same name as this channel, Cookie Gaming. Alright, let's get into day 3. See what we can accomplish. Ooh, we have two new characters here. Interesting. There's always something new in the Whirling in Rags. Good morning, Kim. Of course, Kim left last time to transport the body, or yesterday, I should say. Glad to see him back.
Yes?
Alright, nothing more to discuss with Kim. Let's see who you two are.
You look like shit.
Excuse me.
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
Look, the last couple of days have been rough.
Oh, don't be so modest. We're looking at several months worth of damage here. Kind of a miracle you're still up and at it, to be honest.
Oh, come on, Jean.
Oh!
It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
You know, I was thinking that voice sounds oddly similar. This is from when we called our station, Jean, who I believe was our partner, maybe? Someone who knows us.
It's not just this week. What you want?
Hey, man, fucking pull back a little bit, alright? I'm not doing so hot.
Don't even try to win him over. You won't.
I like the +1 from calling my station to find out who this guy is. I don't really want to embarrass myself by asking Kim. I'm supposed to know who he is.
You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other.
Uh-oh.
Just ask him.
We definitely do know each other. Look, tell me the truth. Do you know me from somewhere?
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Another life.
From where? Another life?
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
Okay, man, I see how it is. 41st?
Okay. That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere.
Look, I may not remember anything, but I've started to piece information together, alright? You don't need to talk down to me so much.
Somewhere good.
Okay, so let's talk more about this hypothetical Station 41 you mentioned.
Okay.
The hypothetical 4-1. Yeah, let's fantasize about that. I'm not busy, you're not busy, let's just play around. So what would our relationship be in this alternate universe?
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
Kim's cooler than you.
I'm sure he's fucking flattered. But Kim is not part of the thought experiment. In this one, we're partners.
Yeah. Look, I remember from that station call, they're all pretty sick of us and our behavior, but come on, man, you can stick up for me a little bit. I think they gave us a couple days to sort of work stuff out on our own. I guess they're sort of checking up to see if we're doing that, but we are to the best of our ability.
The lieutenant is silent.
I guess I'll try to be nice, since he actually is my partner. You seem like a cool guy. I'd love to have you as my partner.
Would you now, or would I be cramping your style? Never mind. Partner.
I'm sure I've said that to him before. Nah, you wouldn't crap my style.
Okay. How about you stop wasting my time and get on with whatever you were doing then?
Okay, man. Do you have a crime to solve?
Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
This isn't helping.
Thank you. Yeah, that's, what was her name? Judith or something? Thank you. You're exactly right. What is this name she's been given? That's not very nice. Who else is in our imaginary police station?
You're not going to believe this, but police officers.
Okay, bro.
Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock.
Okay, Two things. One, this is why Kim is so great, because he will sometimes indulge our strangeness, but other times he's willing to shut us down without being cruel or talking down to us too much, right? He treats us as an equal while recognizing that we've got a lot of problems. Now, like I said, to be fair, these guys have clearly been dealing with our shenanigans for years. We've been a total disaster. I get it. They're fed up. But we really are trying to get our life back together here. I'm trying to do a good job.
Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lang.
What does that mean? Who is the far-out son of Lung?
Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you.
Well, we are pretty unorthodox. Want to tell me more about him or her?
Not even a little bit.
Okay.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far
Thank
undercover
you.
he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
Thank you, Kim.
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling,
Yeah.
dished out by the sunglassed man.
Yeah, Kim is seeing that this isn't going great for us.
Okay, yes, you get the joke. Leave it at that.
Alright, well, I can't imagine this hypothetical station anymore.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
His gray eyes suddenly flash above the glass frames. They feel sad. See, he's still, Jean here, you know, he still cares about us a little bit, I think. He's just abrasive and I think tired of the whole thing. That's what it seems like, at least.
It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness.
That's basically what I was getting. Kim, who is this guy?
I'm not getting involved in this.
Okay.
It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them.
Okay, Kim has gotta... Well, to be fair, you know, initially when we told Kim about our brain trauma, he was a little doubtful. I think he's grown to believe us. He's gotta believe us now. We've literally got two of our coworkers come to meet us, and we have no clue what's happening. I think I've got more understanding than Harry does here. Got some questions for you. I'm a cop.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like?
Like, I'm gonna keep going with this. Krasmazov?
Yeah, sort of. Okay, I get the reference. Like after he got run over or something.
Kind of.
He didn't answer your question.
Now will you answer some questions for me?
No,
Why not?
'cause it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging?
Alright, I'll leave it at that.
Or we could go back to doing our jobs. This was stupid.
Look, you know, I know you think I'm totally incompetent and that maybe I should have solved this by now, but this is kind of a tricky case, alright? You can ask Kim. He's legitimately good at his job. And he can tell you this is a tough one, alright? Okay, goodbye. See you around.
Watch out for yourself, loser.
Okay, but this is just juvenile. Come on.
That voice, so very familiar. Did you hear it when calling to your station and reporting your badge missing?
Yep. I recognize your voice.
Oh, really? I wonder where.
I lost my badge recently. When I called in to report it missing, you were there.
That's the where you remember me from?
I have a bit of memory trouble.
You don't say. Goodbye then. The voice thing was a coincidence. Run along, asshole.
Okay, well, fuck you.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right?
Super weird.
There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him.
God
I
damn
know
it.
sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at.
Harry,
But still,
come on, man.
yes, just cross it off the list. It's probably not true, though.
Let me talk to her
The woman
first.
in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
Right, she was the one who gave us, like, a little bit of empathy. Well, actually, you know, it wasn't while we were on the call. I believe it was after the call when we had, you know, a little insight into what was going on. She was the one who stood up for us just a bit.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
Oh, okay.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM. below lieutenant and sergeant.
Right. So maybe someone who's a little newer to the station, hasn't had to deal with us as quite as long, still has a bit of empathy. You're a patrol officer of the RCM?
Yes, I am.
I'm a cop too.
I know.
Here's the real deal.
Thank you, Kim.
It's hard to tell whether he's sarcastic or sincere. But if you had to guess, you would say the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
Yeah, Kim's got a very dry sense of humor. I'm on a murder investigation. Are you the cavalry?
I'm definitely not the cavalry.
Damn. Is everything alright? Why don't you want to talk to me?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
Have I wronged you? I've done that to a lot of people.
No, you haven't wronged me. It's okay.
Okay.
Something changes in her. It's pity.
Yeah.
Pity comes over her.
God, we're a disaster.
Okay, fine. Let's talk.
Yay!
What did you want?
What does one talk about with a fellow officer?
Look, something's really bugging me. Are we not from the same police station?
God damn it, you leave her alone.
Oh, come
Keep your
on.
weird bullshit to yourself and be professional for once for
I'm
sake.
trying.
Can I actually help you with something?
Oh.
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would remember if they were, right? Who forgets their squad mates?
Me.
That's not possible.
Me, apparently. I do. So what precinct are you from?
What precinct?
Am I from? God, he doesn't know.
I kinda do.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
Oh, Jesus.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing something wrong.
He's really getting pissed off now. Are you with him?
Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
He's an asshole.
You're an asshole. You know what? Maybe we're both assholes.
Yeah, I think we might be. I mean, I'll take that. You definitely are.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay?
Okay. So we get into a lot of arguments, hey? Alright. You're the police, right? Cool. So am I.
I don't know what to say.
Okay, we are upsetting her.
Don't say anything, Judith.
Judith, I was right. So, what are you guys doing here?
I'm just looking out for...
Me? Yeah.
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
Why would I say that? I was wondering why she was labeled that. That's just rude. A policewoman.
Yes, a policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
Great. Well, great. Let's see if there's anything else to say to Jean.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Okay. Okay, man. I get it. Look, I get it. Look, I just have to ask. Are we from the same police station?
I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Jean, he said okay. Give it a rest.
leave me alone.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again.
Great. That was horrible. Anything to say about that, Kim?
Yes?
No. God, that was bad. Alright, let's see if any of the regulars have anything to say.
Can I help you?
God damn it, I need $20 again. How about you?
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
Still gotta find Lena's husband. Anything more in the kitchen? Nice. I already investigated the strange brew he was making. Oh my goodness. Alright. We have to talk to the Hardy Boys again, unfortunately. But I don't want to go straight from one, horrible conversation to another. Though who's to say it'll be horrible? We got a few other things we need to do before that. So we gotta check back in with Kim's station about the boots.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Imagine calling back to my station while they're here. Well, some of them are here. Have you heard back from the ICP about the serial number?
Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Betancourt, sur la Clé in 42.
Right, that doesn't mean too much to me.
It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Seminine conflict.
Court of Pharmacy, a security firm, protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies. Interesting.
So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
Interesting. Renamed several times over the years since the armor was issued. So, I mean, we still have to work out what the connection between that and now is, but we've got sort of an origin, I suppose. Do you know what it's called now?
The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Crenel.
Crenel.
And the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor.
I'm actually writing this down because it seems relevant. Crenel. Okay, so maybe this is our connection point. We need to see if Crenel is involved in whatever's going on here.
Armor like this isn't mass-produced. It would have probably been fitted. Perhaps there's a record of who signed for this particular suit of armor.
Has the firm continued to work for pharmaceutical companies through all these name changes? Hard to say. The client list is rather diverse and incomplete. The only constant seems to be that the mercenaries are always deployed in third and fourth world countries.
Okay. So they could have ended up working for a logistics and shipping company, for example. All right, this is making some sense to me. A suit of armor like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. There must be a record of the person to whom it was issued.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
This is a fun challenge for her. An opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote.
Nice.
She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM.
Thank you, officer. I really appreciate your efforts in this case.
Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more for you then.
Great. All right.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set.
That felt pretty productive. You know, we've got some information on the boots, perhaps their origin, maybe what they're connected to now, right? All right, that's some good stuff. One of you also reminded me that there's a character we spoke to once, though not for very long, that may be a little more relevant after what we learned last time. I'm going to take a really roundabout way to get over here. Here we go.
The woman still
The pale
has
driver.
her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Now, I didn't really take much note of the name, but we learned a lot about the pale last time and the detrimental effects it can have on people. So, let me just remind myself of what she said last time, or I don't think she said much.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
I think what happened last time was I tried to talk to her, and then the last thing was rudely I interpret it as rudely snapping your fingers, so I didn't want to do it, but, you know, let's give it a shot.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Okay, snap him twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
Oh, here we go.
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
I was actually hoping you could tell me that.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
She seems pretty coherent. I was expecting less coherence, frankly, but I guess she was just really out of it. I mean, like I said, we learned about the pale, you know, how amorphous it is, the detrimental effects it can have on the brain and brain function. Seems like she was in quite a brain fog. Where else would you be then?
Back in Mefka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buendero.
Sounds fun.
Until you came along, that is.
Okay. Sorry. So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young.
Someone was.
Okay. Who's Gabriel Buenguero?
This is Gabriel Buendero.
Let's take a look.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you. His head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
Nice.
This man's got a hold over her, even 50 years later. You can feel it.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
Someone? Are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not?
I feel like quite a difference.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
What?
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Well, apparently the Pale is, well, slowly, I don't know how slowly, expanding into matter land. So apparently everything will be absorbed eventually. I don't know how long that's going to take. Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the mine behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in meth, it was a golden age.
Man, I wanted to avoid a hostile conversation immediately after the last one. It's not incredibly hostile, but it's a little different from what I expected.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Interesting. Alright, I've got some questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
Fair.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
Maybe. Seems unlikely. What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Oh, really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
No one really wants to discuss what they're hauling. So what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
Okay, what if the cargo's contraband?
Then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Bad Hand, Hermenegildos' bad hand, strangled 300 people.
Whoa.
What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
That's by far the worst strangler of all time. No, I mean, I don't want to lock you up, but I'm kind of doing a drug investigation. I still don't really understand this whole Boyadero thing.
Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to On the Western Plain.
We've heard a bit about Boyadero life from you and Call Me Mañana.
A Boyadero, Boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk. People like Mañana at the gates have turned it into an ideology of sorts.
It's cowboy or gaucho-esque in some ways. Okay, what's that?
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
I'm guessing that doesn't happen?
Of course not. The boyadero returns from the western plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Madrid, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
The cowboy can't give up his ways. This is Red Dead Redemption 2 in some ways. I think I see where this is going.
So the boyadero strangles his beloved and
Damn.
throws her body in the Margaret. Then he rides off, because the western plain is calling to him.
Okay, that's not where I thought this was going. I thought he just shut her down, but he killed her.
You have to understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a boyadero.
Clearly.
What if to truly love a boyadero is to float lifeless downstream?
Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
Kim is like, what are we getting out of this, man?
So he doesn't think she's a smuggler.
I don't think so either.
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
The routes you drive are unusual, aren't they?
Some of them. Some of them are like home to me now. I would say the routes I drive are usual to me.
What routes?
Lomonosov's Land, Udachnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain, the Transcatolia Magistral, you for 1A, Adestradas du Mirador, all the good ones, the deep trenches, where the bluebirds fly.
I'm somewhat of an expert in blacking out. You should take better care of yourself.
You're right, Loman. I'm the one who should take my...
Hey, I just admitted it.
seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
Look, I said I'm an expert in blacking out, okay? I'm not doing too hot either.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
Show me the soles of your boots.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots?
It's
Sheriff?
your police business.
I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel.
Just let me ask some questions, alright?
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Other one, please.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
Moreover, the boots were size 37.
Okay.
Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but worth checking, I guess.
Another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence, Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
She's not, well, like, let me, I gotta ask, you know what I mean? By it being the coronation of Franco Negro, you mean?
Pale damage.
Yep.
I was just holding my
Yep.
father's hand. He was descending the stairs in riot. The crowd had gone silent. There was dust in the air. Perhaps it was another Sheriff who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
As she says carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
She's living in several different times at once. Kim, she's not odd soul. These boots, these are not the boots that made the prince.
I could have told you that from just looking at them.
Well,
The size is 37.
I didn't think it was likely, but you know what?
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
I don't really want to ask her about drugs, but I think I know what's going on with you.
And what is that?
You're a pail driver. You transport goods through the pail.
Great. He asked the Pines rep about the bill. And now he's talking to everyone about it.
Oh, sorry, Kim. I did it while you weren't here.
Fine then. Just try not to black out again. And don't contemplate. We don't have time for that.
I think someone told me that if you ask about the pail while Kim is with you, he will try and shut you down. Be like, you cannot handle this. I didn't know that, but I just happened to ask while Kim wasn't there. So he's clearly not too happy about it. Oh, I'm contemplating, Kim. I'm drawing existential conclusions from this.
Exactly what I didn't want you to do. Man, my partner wanted to know if you work in pale transport.
You really think I couldn't handle it, Kim? Well, when I learnt, I was pretty shocked, but I didn't faint or black out or anything.
No offense. But your partner seems like a bit of an idiot.
I am.
Republica, a filterless cigarette from Mist.
Which do I want to say here? Let me go with the romantic one because it's goofy. I blacked out from sheer heartbreak and lost all memory of the world.
Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Segúreme, Paraíso. You're the opposite of me, then. I remember everything, even the things I never knew.
Things you never knew?
The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. In the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. On the grand stairs of Rio. The smoke from the Fowling piece when Dolores Day was shot.
Ooh, we've heard about Dolores Day a couple times. So, I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the Pale. It's giving you... You're reliving not just the memories of your life, but what, like all memories? It's giving you some sort of strange connection to everything? Or, I don't know, I can't... Seems like the Pale is not... Or it seemed like it wasn't an additive force, but a force that took. But, you know, I'm still trying to get a grasp of it.
The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. Except I never had a father. And I never shot her innocent of Dolores Day.
Over radiation.
Heroic doses, Rivia. Heroic.
Isn't that dangerous?
Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grat Catalan Magistral? It's more than dangerous. It's sad. But at first I had to make a living. Now, when you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this? What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become a vapor.
Oh god, we're getting existential again. These last couple episodes have been pretty existential. What does it feel like?
Nothing. Until it starts. When you are deep enough. Then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark, gray, and orange. The orange of street lights and the color of streets and electric light. It smells like autumn too. It smells terrible.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself. For humans. It's too much to bear. She loves it.
I'm thinking I'm only going to get sort of metaphorical descriptions of the Pale because it seems like it's something sort of beyond literal. You know? Maybe it can't be described literally. So what does it look like?
Like looking into the ocean at night. In the dark.
Okay.
You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to swallow up everything. So how do you pass through it?
In the belly of an airship, behind the cell windows. So you don't look straight into it. It's not advised to look into it.
But you can't see it. What is happening? How would you even know you're looking into it? Oh, man. I'm sort of imagining just like like fog eternity or something like that you have to ford with an airship. Goodness. Not on this lorry then.
No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold.
Oh, interesting. One last thing. You said we can just become vapor?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No elaboration.
Oh, interesting. Would I rather have what she has than what I have? Not really. You know, I think I'd rather have what I have. what I have, some type of amnesia, it's pretty scary, but it's more understandable to me than whatever she's going through. I guess I'd rather have what I have than what you have.
They say there is a point, one that I have not crossed. In the Pale, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A, or in Lomonosov's land, where every step you take is one step further from home, no matter the direction.
Well, right, we've heard about many people who've attempted to traverse the Pale and have just simply not come back. Because I think Joyce described traversing the Pale, right? You send these airships through, but there's no sort of navigation while you're in the Pale. You just sort of aim the airship and point it in the right direction as far as you can tell. And then after a while, it pops out the other side.
It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, mirroring some kind of indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the motorway south.
Oh, you think? The motorway south?
It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Tarifa, not Pale drivers. Way beyond the established Pale that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent and dark, and the process begins, erasure, kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The motorway south is a road you cannot come back from.
So what's at the end of the motorway south?
No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance when I was a child.
Oh no.
A child rowing on the lake.
She goes silent, her eyes close and her hands shake. Ma'am?
Josiane.
There is nothing more to do now.
She's lost.
She's far away.
She's figuratively lost, but that may become literal. This seems to be... She's existentially lost.
She is receding in the clutches of some indescribable scattered emotion. The child descending.
You've fried both your brains enough for today, detective.
Yeah.
Let's get some air. This one's far gone.
Let's get some air, he says as we are outside. But true, though. I mean, I've gotta internalize this. Dude, my visual calculus is taking a beating. God damn. Well, that's just while we're solving it. I mean, anything... Look, the thoughts I've been taking are the leftist ones, of course. Well, I've taken some random thoughts. I'll put it this way. The thoughts I want to take are any of the leftist ones, because that's sort of the path we're on, and anything related to sort of existential reality, or the Pale. That's fascinating to me. I'm tempted to look through them, but I don't really want to. I want to be surprised by whatever pops up. At the edge of the map, the landmass begins to disintegrate into pure trigonometry. The ocean melts, becoming a tangle of sines and cosines. The mountain range turns into a sharp, angled azimuth. Its green range shadow dithers like music, turning into a waveform, and then vanishes. This is the end, a half-remembered textbook from your childhood. The porch collapsing on the edge of the Isola, this was mentioned before, a transition from reality to Pale. A single vector shoots out like a rocket. It's the motorway south, splintering off from the known Pale. To where does it go? Good question. Let's find out. Well, we probably won't find out, but let's try. God damn. Yeah, my visual calculus, like I said, it's struggling right now. I'll leave it. I'm tempted to just put a point into it in case we need to use it, but I don't really want to spend another point, so I won't do that yet. Still got the strike going on. Day 3. How on earth are we going to get $20 more today? I think I collected all the bottles I have access to. Oh my goodness gracious. Alright, well, we definitely got something out of that. I think we should now talk to the Hardy Boys. You know, we've got, some information to add. There's also this window check that I remember.
Behind the dock workers,
Yeah.
a ceiling height window.
Not time
The
yet.
hawthorn branches.
So mysterious. A window that says, it's not time yet. You know what? It's not time to see what you're trying to see. All right, fine. Let's talk to Titus. All right, we got to get into position.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Yeah, okay. Great. Well, that's not going to happen. I just found a bullet in the hangman's head.
A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Titus.
Indeed, mighty. How did it get there?
I thought it was pretty curious as well.
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
See, but here's the thing. He's playing it casual here, right? Like, bullet ended up there. But then why would you not tell me that, right? They were so open about how they murdered him, right? They hanged him, beat him up, right? Why would you hide this? Seems a very odd thing to leave out. In fact, it seems like a cover-up. That's what it seems like.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
And he really doesn't want to talk about it, does he?
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
They're only pretending to enjoy this.
Yeah.
Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
They don't like this. All right, I'll show them the bullet. I'm going to ask you again. Why was this in the victim's head?
Wow. He's got it in a real evidence bag and all.
I do. Yeah.
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
Oh, but they haven't. They have not. Did you guys shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
Oh, they're trying to play it so casual, but something's up.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
We're not getting much, but this is good because when we initially got that story from them, it was like, well, this is what we have. Now, it seemed like something was missing, but it could have been the truth. And then where are we at? But now we know that was not the truth, right? Now, it seems like they did drag him over there and hang him up, but he was already dead by that point. All right, well, we'll figure this out sooner or later.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
It's not like he blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there somewhere.
Man, this is a tough check. I'm going to have to attempt this at some point. It's a white check, though. Let's talk about the hanging again.
Again. Just get the dead guy's autograph, since you're his biggest fan.
Damn.
Good one, Titus.
Nothing else to ask, I guess.
About fucking time.
Alright. Let's give this a shot. Alright, is there any point right now? I'm going to see if I have any authority boosting gear. I don't know if there's even any point in asking. It's such a low percentage. That's a -1 authority. That's not going to help. Yeah, I don't know. I think I might leave it for now. I think what I want to do next is investigate the drug smuggling for Joyce.
Yes?
Alright, not new from Kim. Let's do that, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be pretty important for finding out what happened with this case, right? I think we're going to have to work either with Joyce or Everard or both. That's going to reveal important information. And I'm pretty sure that'll, I don't know what it'll do in our relationship with Titus Hardy. It's either going to make that check better or entirely step around it, but I think in order to solve this case, we're gonna have to do this thing for Joyce and maybe the thing for Everard as well. Alright, let's talk to some of these truckers.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
You could push him by asking him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching.
What are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples.
Oh, really?
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
Let me see the soles of your boots.
Been admiring the stompers, right? Sure, I can demonstrate them.
God damn it.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads with no immediately discernible pattern.
What's up with your soles?
It's Revachol.
Oh. Oh, interesting. Where'd you get boots like that?
Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny.
But why?
You'll see when the time comes, officer. True patriots
carry
Revachol in their very souls.
Yeah, I get the double entendre.
Technically, you're stomping on every step you take.
Good one, Kim.
I know you people don't understand.
Shut up.
Poetry.
Shut up. You're a lorry man, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long drag on his cigarette. Uh-huh. Why not?
You know where that shit comes from?
Oh my god.
Safri. Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector.
We got an anti-drug stance from a nationalist perspective.
They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
Is that what it is? Okay. So I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez?
Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
What are you still hanging around here for? Most other camionneurs have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kids sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Okay, interesting. I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Bad for him, I guess.
It's a fucking travesty is what it is.
Okay. Don't know if that was incredibly useful. Just got robbed. And of course he thinks... I don't know what kipped particularly means, but I understand it's a racial slur. So, in this game, it's a made-up racial slur. So, she thinks some particular group stole his buddy's stuff. Alright, if not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealand. That beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
But you think the street vendor, that guy's a lorry driver?
Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? He's selling his employer stuff after he broke the seals on his Humanux lorry. His tribe are natural liars.
Okay, bro.
It's in their blood. He's your man, alright? 100%.
I mean, I'll talk to him like I'll talk to everyone else, but he seems sort of like a small-time scam artist rather than a drug smuggler, but I guess we'll see. I don't agree with this guy's reasoning, obviously.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealing himself has to say.
Alright, guess we'll pay him a visit.
Guess so.
I wonder if any of the Union guys have something to say about this. Let's talk to Mañana. I doubt he's too lazy to get involved.
All I'm wondering, man. How can I help you?
Don't look like it. And to be fair, not lazy, he's just not his way of life, alright? Maybe just lazy. Maybe there's nothing wrong with that, I don't know. What about you? You got anything more to say? Big guy?
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up in his face.
Huh?
Leave yourself space to move.
Sorry, what?
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
You talking about our confrontation with the measurehead?
Let's talk about our right to work.
Did I really not ask this last time? Alright, it doesn't look like we've got anything new, but let's ask him what a strike is.
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together and decide to block honest work from other people.
He shifts uncomfortably in his worker's overalls. Bro, there's something up with you. What do they want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
This sounds like everything else he said. If we haven't gone this through this exact dialogue tree before, pretty typical.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Did we get this before? I think Kim said something about his clothes before. Ill-fitting? What does that mean?
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You're wearing new clothes?
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his.
I mean, we knew this guy was sussy, bro.
Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Alright, I gotta ask, where are you from?
What's it to you?
What should I say? Is it curiosity or routine? I don't think he wants to hear that it's part of an investigation. Curiosity.
Big mess, caused by Union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
I got that. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together.
I don't know who you are.
I'm from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
A bouncer? Where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Well, I don't remember anything. So I'm gonna say never heard of it. Were you lying?
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Oh, are we? Okay. Curious. Yeah, he's incredibly suspicious. I think that's the guy's truck that we talked to.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam.
No trucks in there? I should have asked that woman about drugs. I don't know if she's still able or willing to talk. She seems pretty out of it.
The woman, look, girl child, you hear her say. Girl child. Girl.
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
Tell me about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary. No drugs can compare.
The adversary?
Yes. There is a protagonista.
Oh, we're back into this.
And an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary.
Oh.
There's no coming back from that hole.
Okay.
The pal sounds like the drug to me.
It's not really what I was getting at.
Then what were you getting at?
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder.
Right, we asked her what she was hauling, and she said she didn't know. What are you hauling?
Your man, Lowman. What of it?
Let me put this another way. Are you smuggling drugs?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
Well, you don't know what you're hauling, so could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grad. The U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grad? Loman.
I don't know, drugs?
No, Loman. Diamonds.
God damn it. Okay, who do you think's smuggling drugs?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet.
Oh.
Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
Okay, you have no idea.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Okay, well, you're not involved.
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree.
Is it?
Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plain.
Yeah.
I think we're done here, no?
We are. Yeah, there's nothing more to get here.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesquite.
I mean, everything she told us about the Pale was very fascinating, I'll give you that. But, I don't think she knows anything about the drugs. Where the hell's Silang? I'm getting lost. Where the hell is this guy? I know he's down somewhere. Let's talk to Tommy first, then. Tommy the man. Are you smuggling drugs? Is anyone here smuggling drugs? What's going on?
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man.
Alright, need
What's
an
up?
empathy check. You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know?
I think the first time we talked, he joked about smuggling illegal narcotics and firearms. Maybe he was telling the truth. I doubt it.
But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
I think he's basically going to tell us I'm not smuggling any drugs like everyone else.
Just be straight with you.
Alright, let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
I think you're right, but who do you think could be conducting the drug trade then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Okay, nothing there. Let's go talk to Silang. I'm frankly doubtful he's the one smuggling drugs, but... also, I think we had a check that we can retry over here. Can't remember which one it is.
Shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100%
So low. So low, Silang.
You keep coming.
Save the economy. That sounds off.
Have I asked him about this? I think I might have. Silang, you gotta tell me if you're smuggling drugs, buddy.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
So, Silang, what's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
We're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she's in this traffic jam.
That's so cool. You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I am not a lorry driver. I am just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
But you are a lorry man. Another driver's identified you and your lorry.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant
He does.
who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
I mean, look, he's a racist and he doesn't like you for that reason. But, you know, I still had to investigate.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. I'm...
A lorry driver?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
Look, stop squirming, buddy. What do you know about the drug operation at the harbor?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
You know something.
Crowd, you know, the drug crowd.
Oh, tell me about him.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
See, Kim's doing a much better job than I am. Wow, we actually are going to get something out of Seleng. Jeez.
He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
Oh, interesting. What do I do? Do I try and coax him, or do I try and scare him more? Who are you afraid of, Seleng?
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up.
Alright, it's time for the threat. If you don't want to get into this mess, you have to give us a reason to move on.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Okay. Is it the pale driver?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
It could be. She was strange.
She was.
He's not ruling her out.
Okay. Could be. She seemed strange, but I don't know. Very out of it. But I guess she could be. So who are these other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool.
I can tell you're desperate, man.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left.
Okay.
I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
So we're gonna have to go back and talk to both of them. Alright, we're cool now.
All right. I scored. Let's get this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detective. Both of you. You deserve it.
Alright, give me some money.
No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want.
Alright, well, this is gonna be the same thing as last time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you trying to ask for?
Sorry, detective.
Damn. We had a boost and we still couldn't get any money. Okay. Well, I guess we gotta go back and talk to all the drivers again. I never noticed this before. Hello! We're making some money off that. There's nothing... What else is back here? The pawn shop. Who the hell are you? Who are you three? Yoink. Oh, and then this. Wasn't someone trying to fix this or something?
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque.
Can I...
You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk.
Hey, secret task complete. I didn't... Okay.
The water lock starts moving.
Oh, snap. Wait a minute. What have we just unlocked?
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now.
Okay.
I don't want us to get sidetracked, not with everything that's going on.
So that's Kim telling us, you can go there, but maybe save it. Interesting. So I just unlocked more stuff. I honestly, I didn't even remember that until we were in the bottom of the map. And I was like, let me look around, see if I missed anything. This is great. But Kim wants us to leave it for now. That's fine. I want to go back and talk to the lorry drivers. There's a lot of stuff we have to do in the territory we have, but this is good.
Focus on one thing. Achieve it, then the next, he thinks. That's the task chain.
Right. Well, I'm sure, you know, our quests will take us down there later. Do I have something in my inventory? Strange. Alright. Well, look at that. Ah, open up a new area. Oh yeah, what are our stats doing? 1 apocalypse cop, 7 sorry, 2 boring, 21 communist, holy fuck, and 1 moralist. Jeez Louise. Ha! Oh my goodness, we're a real commie. I wonder if Roy has anything new to say to us. How about it, Roy?
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Oh, interesting. Do you know anything about the traffic menace on the loose?
Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive.
It's definitely worth going back and asking people about stuff, because oftentimes doesn't lead to anything, right? I'm always talking to Gart and Kim, but sometimes there's something new to ask them about. Why don't you drive?
I just don't like it very much. Movement on the road never really gelled well with the movement of my thoughts.
Fair enough. But didn't you hear it when the traffic menace drove over your roof?
Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night.
Yeah.
Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop. And then moving on.
I think it was a car.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
The vortex. Sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Okay.
I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant something.
I don't think that gives us much. There's no point in asking about the gun. Yeah, maybe there is. Any new info?
Sure thing.
Yeah, actually, this is what I was wondering. Have people from Everard's Union come to track the gun?
Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it.
This is useful, Roy.
They went their way. It was a trip, but you know, all sorts of people come here, asking for all sorts of things.
So they don't know where my gun is, right? Because Everard sort of implied he might already know where it was, or have it, but he doesn't. They, I think, have as little an idea as me, unless they found something else out.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
Well, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I think he is, to hold it over us, but I thought he may already have had it. This confirms he doesn't.
Sure, man.
Unless he's found it very quickly, but I doubt it. Do you have any recordings of the Col de Mamadakwa?
The Col de Mamadakwa? Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds, for that matter.
I have hobbies, just like all normal people, because I'm a normal person.
Oh, I didn't mean to imply otherwise. But it's been a while since I've gone hunting for the Col de Mamadakwa myself.
Roy's a fellow enthusiast.
Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want to play music anymore, and started looking for all kinds of interesting sounds instead. This was before, you know, lost touch with them after all of that.
That sounds so cool.
Cool or not, one of them was obsessed with recording the Col de Mamadakwa. And he was one of those passionate people who know a lot about all kinds of strange things. So he got the rest of us to join in his search.
Did you ever find it?
We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns, compared them, cut them up and combined them into the Symphonia Col de Mamadakwa.
Can I listen to it?
Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. None at all. But I do have a tape with some ultrasonic sounds that might be what you're looking for.
Okay.
Do we really have time for this?
Yeah, it's absolutely necessary for my research.
This recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to record anything specific. Just left a recording device there one morning. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz
All right.
audible to the human ear. It will be strange.
Guys, we're about to make an incredible discovery.
As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, like it's coming not from the speakers, but also from inside your chest. Breathing is becoming difficult. Not good.
What the hell?
You're about to start suffocating. You have to stop this.
Something's actually happening.
There's a growing sense of dread. The sound is coming from inside you, but also surrounding you.
What?
It feels as though someone is standing just outside your range of vision and watching you, doing this to you.
What is happening?
He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, some appearing to form patterns, hit your eardrums.
What was that?
Gulls and skewers. But
is this gonna hurt me again, Roy?
That's it. The signal in the noise. The thin whisper. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif continues, then begins to recede, dissolving in what must be the sound of water lapping at the bank.
you know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the cold Mamadakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Still, fascinating, aren't they? Early morning sounds.
I mean, I think it was more than that, Roy. Maybe not the cold to Mama Dakwa, but the sound felt like it was coming from inside my chest. I couldn't breathe. Growing sense of dread, as if someone was standing outside my range of vision and doing this to me. What on earth? Alright, well, I'm gonna heal myself up. Hopefully we can, get money for some more dang healing charges. Because that was unexpected. I didn't really know what I was gonna find there, but it wasn't quite that. The two old guys are doing well. Two elderly gents. Alright, Tommy, tell me what you know.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
I heard one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
Whoa. Hey, okay, interesting, Tommy. Look, I don't mean to pry, but I need your help. She may be involved with the drug business.
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
All I'm going to say is that we've been hearing about, I don't know if it's one woman or several, but I believe it was a woman who bought our gun. We're talking about a lady driver here. I believe that 8th Hardy member, quote-unquote, was also a woman. Now, to be fair, that doesn't mean it's the same person. I know there's more than one woman. But, that is a commonality, right? Could be. Or maybe not. Who is this person? What's her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me, too. Now I see why.
What does she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
Okay, not the old lady then.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Right, so we don't know about the hair color really, but a youngish woman, a gruff, cool young woman with dyed hair of some color. I asked you who's conducting the drug trade, and you said you didn't know, but now you're saying you do.
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
I think you knew a little more than you were letting on, Tommy.
He still is. Hoping. It's just wishful thinking on his part.
Sure.
Not trickery.
Yeah, it's not incredibly nefarious.
Emotional rhetoric. He knew something and he didn't share it with you.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I think he did know something he didn't tell us. He's hoping what he knew isn't bad, but it might be. Okay. Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
Okay, well, it might come to that, Tommy. When did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
I just don't think I can let this go, man.
We can't just let it go.
Right.
It's part of a police investigation.
I feel you, emotionally, Tommy, but I just don't think I can let it go.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
Come on, man. I get it. Look, I really do, but that's not how this is going to work.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
Right, that as well. We need this so Joyce will talk with us.
I don't believe you.
Well, you're going to tell us, okay? Sorry. Okay, you said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
So I will say, I'm playing a very emotionally intelligent, or at least tries to be type character. We're all in the blue and purple checks, alright? I like all the up-in-the-air abstract stuff. But when it comes down to the actual investigation, I'm literal, okay? We need to figure out what's going on. I'm not willing to talk in metaphor, alright? Now, it's a little harsh, okay? But there's something going on here, you know what I mean?
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Okay, so a disturbed, gruff young woman who may be smuggling drugs. Interesting.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, She talked about her mind.
Her mind?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
The pain it was causing her.
Definitely disturbed. So when she left, did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Wait, this guy says they're friends. Then acquaintances. And he's okay with others ratting her out.
Well, either he didn't care that much, or they don't know, and he does.
Push Tommy, and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
I mean, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do, but to be honest, I don't need Tommy and I to be pals. Sorry. So you're alright with others ratting her out, you just don't want your hands dirty.
Fine. I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt too.
Try putting yourself in my shoes. I need this, Tommy.
You're not going to put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man.
I mean, we're pretty on the edge, too.
I wouldn't be so sure, Tommy.
Yeah.
Imagine it. An explosion.
Okay, don't.
Stars.
Don't romanticize
it.
Of
men, money, and machines.
I'm going to force him, frankly. Like I said, I like the empathy route. I like to connect with people throughout. But I think on this, I need Tommy to tell me. This is for the investigation. So, she's a suspect, and I need you to tell me where she is, or I can't finish the investigation.
I thought you were a different kind of cop.
It feels bad, man, but doesn't mean I don't have to do it.
The realization that you've used this friendliness and goodwill for your own ends.
It's what it came down to.
Remember, you're doing it for the bigger investigation. This is important. Relax.
Thank you.
Ask.
I needed a bit of reassurance there. Empathy is like, wow, I can't believe this. It's like, look, man, like I said, I do feel bad. I like Tommy. I understand where he's coming from. Clearly, he feels bad for this woman, this young woman. But, this is just what has to happen, okay? Where is she?
Here. Laurie's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know.
Green cabin, past the statue.
When did she leave?
Last Friday.
Anything else?
No. I don't know.
And why did you have the keys?
She left them to me. Because she trusted me.
Oh.
So I can get it out of the way when the jam breaks loose.
Damn.
Otherwise...
You gave them to me. That's like, I do feel bad. You really just betrayed this woman. But, look, I'm in my position, he's in his position. You know what I mean? If I was him, right, I wouldn't want to give her up either. But I'm not. I'm playing as me. So I gotta do what I need to do.
The other drivers would have to tow it or break in to get the machines moving.
If they break in, they would find what's hidden inside. Something incriminating.
I'm not going to apologize because I think that's going to feel... Because, frankly, I don't think I did what I had to do. Like I said, I'm not sure it's something to apologize for. But I think that's going to make him feel even worse. So let's just leave Tommy.
Thank you for your cooperation, sir. I know it was hard, but you did the right thing.
You don't really think so?
I really do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be in the RCM.
Yeah.
Take care, sir.
I believe him. Kim really does think so, and I agree. I think we need this. Like, I know there comes to a certain point where, you know, there's only so much justification you can do. Like, oh, I did this because of this, but I do think we did the correct thing there. I mean, we're damn detectives. We're trying to solve this case. We gotta do what we came to do. That's my perspective. And, to be fair, I'm justifying myself so much, because I do feel bad for Tommy, right? I feel a little bad, but... you know, it's just how it is. Or that's how I feel, at least.
This screen found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This is the one our men pointed to.
Let's take a peek.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and two steering levers. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private, cozy, warm, dusty too.
I know we've got the keys, but try the door handle.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced.
So the handle's shiny, but the windows are covered with dust. Let's unlock it.
You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just
open it.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Okay.
There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
There's definitely something there. Alright, let's look at the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
Fan of old movies?
One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
Let's examine the smell.
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume.
Wow.
Probably Grenade No. 5.
We're going to track this person down through smell? Let's study the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even, perhaps. And gentle tragedy. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
Okay, what happened to her?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street. A mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too.
Okay.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard, and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Don't know how useful that was, but we did manage to characterize our driver a little bit. Let's look at the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Now I'm thinking, something that I just thought of is that I said, we're looking for a woman or several women who have been involved in different ways. Well, okay, I was going to say, we know that one of the... this could be it, actually. One of the footprints at the crime scene had an odd sole, right? So we thought it was probably a driver, and the pale driver, her feet were a little too small, but... And I don't remember if we thought if it was a man's shoe or but she could have big feet. What I'm saying is, this sort of increases the likelihood that this lady driver is that 8th Hardy, right? The same person who was at the crime scene. And could also be the person who has our gun. Maybe not, seems like it could be.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Wow. Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
So a large drug smuggling operation. Is there anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
Okay, I wonder if we'll get that at some point.
The ghostly actresses, and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat, and the oddly bulging seat cover.
I kind of want to do that last. Let's look at the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look.
We're in there.
Seems like the few tools lying around here. A hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench.
Can I take them?
Been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Huh. Looks like the driver's glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Yeah. So, I just mentioned odd sole. I thought that could just, I don't know, I guess from using the pedal, but especially if there's sandpaper on there, the sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it to yourself.
Okay. One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was...
Exactly! Exactly, Kim. Oh, this is good. This is good. The missing 8th Hardy. Here?
Looks like her, yes.
And she's also the one running the drug trade.
Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
Potentially. Very potentially. That would fit what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
Yeah, I think it's very possible that Titus and his boys are involved. But it's not necessarily, but they very well could be.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter sits on the center console, and a faint smell of perfume is in the air.
This is good. Let's pull out the toolbox.
A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unfold it.
It's an issue of Petit Feric from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
No, does it now?
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system. These formulas look oddly painful.
Great.
Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a headache.
Just looking at math is giving us a headache.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before.
Oh.
I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
Okay, so this is our drug trafficking network. Interesting.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows.
Just taking the occasional note. Let's pull that cover off.
Voila, a stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Okay.
Bonne prise.
Fold open the topmost map.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South.
Okay, interesting. Intake leading to Martinez, Old South.
Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock. And this person knows them all.
Sure.
There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the mess of brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Where does the road lead?
To Couronne, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
All right, let's look at the second map.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct.
I'm like moving stuff on my desk. Wait a minute. Municipal map from the 30s. Complex system of storm sewers underneath a district called the Pox, adjacent to the 41st precinct. Oh my.
No storm will ever drown Revachol. The great solution to the riddle of history.
Alright, let's look at the third map.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake.
What does this all mean?
It means that the smugglers are secretly using the motorway to transport their goods and materials.
Yep.
They've infiltrated East Motor Tract, most likely. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Interesting. So where does the contraband end up?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Besmerti? That sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes. But really, they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol.
Oh, interesting. Crime syndicate, inheritors of the 14 Indo-tribes, which were these, I believe, monopolies granted by the government that have, some of them at least, survived.
With cool names, like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's a dark parody.
Okay, I like that. So who do you think is behind this?
It's definitely not the Union. It just does some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect.
Interesting. Okay, so Kim thinks it's not the Union. He thinks this is far beyond the Union, which makes sense to me. I mean, this is clearly, the Union's clearly powerful here, but from what we've learned about them in Wild Pines, right, Wild Pines itself is a much bigger company. The Union sort of contained. So if this is really a sort of drug trafficking operation of that scale, maybe a little too big for the Union. You know, maybe they're involved in some way. Right, I guess we never really thought the Union was like masterminding the whole thing, but they could still be set up as sort of a depot for the trade. But they're not behind the entirety. He thinks La Puta Madre, quite a name, is the most likely suspect.
Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it.
So Puta Madre is an individual? Or no? He's bad news. Sort of sounds like it. Got like a Voldemort type situation.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
Nice.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective?
Sure.
Before we return to Joyce?
It's probably a good idea. Here, let me close this off first. Yeah, I love seeing a Wednesday mission pop up. Got so many Tuesday missions. Alright, what's up, Kim?
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
It's a good idea. Seems like something police would do. What'd you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Concerning.
Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
I mean, this is really the linchpin of the whole thing, in that we were originally investigating this drug smuggling simply so that Joyce would give us more information. And, you know, there was some Union involvement suspected. But what we've learned now is that this woman, who's so deeply involved, perhaps at a high level with this drug smuggling, was also present at the lynching, right? So there's a pretty clear connection here. Now, how much does the drug smuggling connect to everything? I don't know. Is it merely connected through this one individual, right? We've got a lot to find out.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
It really was. So it turns out this is connected to the Union.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them to other ends as extra ammunition.
Yeah, seems like this whole drug trafficking ring is a little bigger than us, but this is definitely good leverage to go and confront the Hardy Boys again. I'll say that. I don't know if the movie posters do, but how do you think they factor in, Kim?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Maybe the trader's some sort of cinephile.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
Yeah, I don't know if they're important either. Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it.
And I will say, it may be unimportant in terms of the drug trade, but the posters gave us an insight into the driver, which may be important because I think we're going to try and track her down. She's obviously important to this.
There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you thinking, Kim?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
You're thinking corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Okay, debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
Alrighty. Very interesting. And so, not to leave y'all on too much of a cliffhanger, I'm going to bring this episode to an end, right? We've got some important stuff to do next time. Number 1 and 2, we'll be talking to Joyce, see what she tells us, and then talking to the Hardy Boys, because we're finding out more and more about their little operation. We're picking up more and more clues, more evidence. We've got a whole lot more stuff to do as well. There's always more quests to get to. We have to decide if we're going to work with Everard or not. So far I haven't, but maybe we'll need to. There's that smoker on the balcony at night. I haven't forgotten about that. I do appreciate, obviously, I don't necessarily want you guys to backseat and tell me what to do each step or to spoil anything. Definitely don't do that. But I appreciate the occasional reminders about, quests we have or people. There's a whole lot going on. It's easy to overlook something every once in a while. So I do appreciate that, as long as it's not too pointed, but y'all have been good with it so far, just pointing out the occasional thing that might warrant my attention, so that is appreciated. Like I said at the beginning, I've been streaming on Twitch lately. I've been playing Oblivion, so you can find the link to that down below. Name is Cookie Gaming, same as this channel. I hope you join us. We've been having some fun over there. So with that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I certainly do when I'm playing Disco Elysium. I hope you guys are all having a great day today, and I'll see you all again next time. Goodbye.